Disney Pixar Storybook Collection. Oh. Toy Story 3. Woody and the other toys had always loved playing with Andy, but now Andy was grown up. Lately, the toys have been spending more and more time in the toy box. Woody and his friends tried to get Andy's attention by hiding his cell phone, but it was no use. Andy found his phone, but he left the toys where they were. Finally, the toys realized the sad truth. Andy would be leaving soon for college, and he didn't want to play with toys anymore. He had outgrown them. One day, Andy's mom came into his room with some plastic bags. "Let's get to work," she said. "Anything you're not taking to college either goes in the attic or it's trash." Andy's mom suggested that he donate his toys to a daycare center, but Andy shook his head. "No one's going to want those. They're junk." Inside the toy box, Woody and his friends gasped. Andy opened the toy chest. He scooped up his toys and dumped them into a garbage bag. But when he got to Buzz and Woody, he paused. They had always been his favorite toys. Finally, he set Woody aside and placed Buzz in the bag with the other toys. Woody was shocked. Sneaking into the hallway, he watched as Andy pulled down the ladder to the attic. He wasn't throwing his toys away after all. He was saving them. Just then, Andy's sister called out for Andy. He set the bag down and went to help her. A few minutes later, Andy's mom walked by. Thinking the bag was trash, she carried it outside. Woody raced outside, but it was too late. He watched in horror as the garbage truck picked up the bag and his friends. Suddenly, Woody saw a recycling bin moving across the yard. His friends had escaped. The toys climbed into the daycare donation box just as Andy's mom started the car. Woody leaped in after them. He tried to explain Andy's mom's mistake, but the toys didn't believe him. They thought Andy had thrown them out. "Daycare is a sad and lonely place for washed-up toys who have no owners," Woody said. "You'll be begging to go home." But when Woody and the toys arrived, Sunnyside Daycare didn't look lonely at all. A pink bear named Lotso greeted the toys. Lotso showed the toys around the daycare center and explained that the children would be there to play with them soon. Woody tried to convince his friends to come home, but they refused. They were too excited to be played with by kids again. Woody left by himself. On his way back to Andy's house, a girl named Bonnie picked him up. She took the cowboy home and spent the rest of the day playing with him. The other toys weren't so lucky. Lotso had sent them to the caterpillar room, where the toddlers played. When recess finished, playtime began. The toddlers were not gentle with the toys. They tied Slinky into a knot, dipped Jessie in paint, and covered Ham with glitter and glue. The toys could not believe it. This wasn't fun. It was horrible. Screaming, a toddler threw Buzz into the air. The Space Ranger landed on the windowsill. Peering into the next daycare room, he saw a group of older children playing gently with Lotso and the other toys. Buzz wondered why he and his friends had been put in a room with toddlers. He was sure it was a mistake. Meanwhile, at Bonnie's house, Woody learned that Lotso was not as nice as he seemed. He once belonged to a girl named Daisy, but when she accidentally left him behind at a park, he became mean. Now he ruled over all of Sunnyside. Woody knew he had to rescue his friends. That night, back at Sunnyside, Buzz overheard Lotso's toys saying that Buzz and his friends had been sent to the caterpillar room on purpose. But before Buzz could tell his friends the truth, Lotso caught him. The bear offered to let Buzz into the older kid's room if he would leave his friends behind, but Buzz refused. Lotso nodded to his toys. They flipped a switch on Buzz's back, returning him to his factory settings. Buzz no longer remembered his friends. Now he took orders from Lotso. When Lotso and his toys reached the caterpillar room, they found Andy's toys trying to escape. Lotso had Buzz lock up the toys. They weren't going anywhere. Yep, they made him think he was a real space ranger again. The next morning, Woody snuck into Bonnie's backpack. When she arrived at the daycare center, he found and untied his friends. He had an escape plan. That night, the toys put Woody's plan in motion. Attacking Buzz, they held down his reset button. They hoped it would make him remember who he was. Then, dragging Buzz behind them, the toys made their way to the garbage chute. If they could get inside, the garbage truck would carry them away from Sunnyside. But there was a problem. Lotso was one step ahead of them, blocking their escape. The toys managed to get into the dumpster, but Lotso followed them. Suddenly, the dumpster shook. The garbage truck had arrived. The truck dumped the toys in a landfill. A few minutes later, a bulldozer picked up Woody and his friends and dropped them onto a conveyor belt. The toys were pushed toward an incinerator. At the last moment, a giant claw scooped them up. Andy's alien toys had saved the day. Spotting a familiar garbage truck, the toys hitched a ride to Andy's house. Home at last, they climbed into a box marked attic, while Woody got into the box labeled college. Just then, Woody had an idea. He wrote a note and stuck it to the box lid for Andy to read. A little while later, Andy pulled up in front of a nice house. Bonnie was playing in the front yard. One by one, Andy took his toys out of their box and introduced them to the girl. "These are mine," he said. "I'm going away, so I need someone really special to look after them." When Andy got to the bottom of the box, he was surprised to find Woody inside. It was hard for him to part with the cowboy, but he knew Bonnie would take good care of the toy. As Andy drove away, Woody smiled. The toy's life with Andy was ending, but their adventures with Bonnie had just begun. Remember, when your adventure with someone else ends, a new adventure with someone else can begin. See you later. Bye.